So now let's have a look at the reset methods we've created the stub for in the previous video. So what we want to happen when we reset the form, first of all, is to clear all the error messages. So this error and clear method. Next, we want to clear any dialog that might be still showing. So event bus fire event called clear top dialog. And after this, what we want to do is trigger another event. So event bus fire, and this event will be called reset-form, and we are going to concatenate it with the hyphen as well, and then the name of the group. So this group. So we know which form group does this reset refer to. Now, apart from the reset, we will also have a clear method. Now, reset will reset the form to its previous state, which means if there are any fields pre-populated, the data that was originally in the form will replace what we've actually typed in. But sometimes you want to clear the form completely, so you don't want any data. So even if the form has loaded with some data, you want these fields to be empty. So for this purpose, we are going to create a clear method. And a clear method will do pretty much the same what the reset does. The only difference will be the name of the last event. So in order to make it a little bit better design-wise, we are going to create a new method called cleans, and we will pass the name of the event as an argument to it. And what I'm going to do now is cut everything from the reset method and replace the name of this last event that we are triggering with the name that comes through as an argument. And now what we can do is from within the reset, call this cleans, and the name of the event will be reset-form, cleans with E. And I'm going to copy this and paste in a clear. This time rather than reset, it's going to be clear form. So now we have it all centralized within this cleans method. And every time we hit reset or clear, this method, for instance, in this case, it's going to be clear form, and the name of the group will be triggered. Okay, now these events will be triggered, but something needs to listen to these events in order to clear our inputs. So now let's open our inputs, input and text. And if we scroll down to the mounted methods, there we go, we are going to make a call to another internal method called register listeners. So register listeners, there we go. And let's create this method. So after our initialize, new method called register listeners. And from here, what I'm going to do is use event bus to listen to those events that we actually trigger from within the wrapper. Listen, and it's going to be reset form hyphen and then concatenated with a group name again. And when this event is going to be triggered, then I want to call our internal reset method. So this reset, we will create this method in just a moment. Now let's duplicate this and do the same for the clear. So clear, and let's now create both of these methods. So reset, and from within the reset method, what I'm going to do is use this emit method, which we've created earlier, and the value I'm going to be sending is going to be this current value. Current value, because current value is the value that the input actually loads with. It's not what we actually type into the input, it's what has been provided as the value to be displayed when the form first loads. Now for the clear method, what we want to do is the same thing. So we're emitting event, but this time with an empty string because we want the field to be empty. Okay, now we can save it and let's recompile the assets. So npm run def, and let's now preview everything in a browser. If we refresh the page, fill in some data, hit submit, that after a few seconds we should see the dialog, and as you can see the form has been cleared. Now let's add some data to the form when the form first loads. So let's open our views main and index.blade. Let's go for the first name and say current value equals Sebastian. That should stay in the form when we submit the form first. So let's just reload the form. You can see that is already there. And let's just change it to Joe Doe. And if I click on submit, that should reverse to Sebastian, an empty field for the last name. And there we go. You can see the reset works fine. Okay, let's go back. Now we have this clear method, but we don't have a behavior for it. So what we can do is if we open our behavior file, what I'm going to do is create another static method called confirm with dialog and clear. And it also takes form and response. And here I'm going to start the same way. So I'm going to start with stop processing Ajax call. And after this, what I'm going to do is form. And this time we're going to use clear method. And we will use the same dialog, the same confirmation dialog. So I'm going to cut it and I'm going to create another method, static method called confirm. And from within this method, we are going to call this, fire this event. So form as argument and response as the second one. And now we can use it. So let's use behavior confirm, and we pass form and response. And the same applies to this clear method as well. Okay, and now we have an extra behavior. Actually, with this confirm can also be called, so we can only display the confirmation message without clearing the form as well, because now that we have it available as well as a static method on this behavior class, we can also use it as a behavior for the form. So let's try and use this confirm with dialog and clear. And if we open our index blade, and this time we're going to overwrite what comes from the response. So the behavior, let's go confirm with dialog and clear. So now if I refresh this page, actually we need to recompile the asset. So let's go back to the terminal, npm run dev. And now if we preview it in a browser, refresh the page. Now if we fill that in, that should clear up completely now. So if we submit, a few seconds, dialog and the empty form. There we go. And everything seems to be working fine. Okay, we are now ready to move to the next video.